Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Wizard101 full game walkthrough series, episode 47. Last time we wrapped up Saberstad Pass on our first episode of Grizzleheim, and today we are going to venture into the Vigrid Roughland. A few changes, or not really, only one change. I did level up my pet. He got Armor Breaker, which isn't really a bad talent, so I might just keep this pet around for a little longer. And we got 7 damage from him, so our damage has gone up. But it's double pet XP this weekend, so I was like, I might as well just level him up a little bit to Ancient. So I might level him up some more this weekend, just to... I have 2 more games to play on the dance game so I don't have to use treats anymore, before I don't have to do the dance game anymore, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. This is going to probably be a longer episode, probably similar to last time. I think all of these Grizzleheim episodes are going to be close to an hour, so buckle up. Let's talk to Eagle.
You say Bjorn Ironclaw sent you? You don't look like much, but if Bjorn speaks well of you, we're glad to have your sword with us. Oh, this is what has come to pass. Ivar Anderson, our Thane, betrayed his village to a group of bloodthirsty warriors called the Red Claw. The Thane is supposed to be our leader and champion, but Ivar opened our gates to the Red Claw and they raided the village, driving us out. Now the people of Andershold are hungry, cold, and afraid, and I cannot go and hunt for them because I must stay and defend them here. If you wish to help, go into the forests and return with warm fur. Ferocious wildclaw fur is best, and gather some winter berries.
Okay, let's go ahead and grab these berries first. 1 second, actually. Sorry about that. Had someone knock on my door. But let's go ahead and grab these berries, which works out because I think there is a little bird back here. I can see him. I see the little yard bird. I've never listened to the yard bird. Some of these bands, I'm like, I should probably check them out. But I think there's another yard bird here. Yeah, there's another yard bird somewhere around here. But let's pick up the rest of these berries. Wait, didn't I get these ones? I don't know how much tougher the enemies are going to be this time, because this is the level 25 area. So there'll be a slight jump, but nothing too crazy. I think it'll still all be relatively similar. May have to use a few more feints or something like that. But yeah. If I remember correctly, I think, isn't this the area, or somewhere in Vigrid Roughland? I think it is this area where if you're a life character, you have to fight like that really tough boss. I think that's one, like for your Forest Lord. Anyway, all right, we're on our main deck. I think we're good with the roll with the same setup. Not much has changed. We do have 2 Pierce now, or however much Pierce we get. So, all right, 495. Let's do a Fireblade. But yeah, let me look at the level of quests. So we have 15. Yeah, 15 quests in this area. A lot of bosses. There's also a dungeon, which is probably going to be most of these bosses. Like, let me see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 bosses in, like, within 4 or 5 quests of each other. So I'm assuming that's going to be the dungeon. But yeah, this should be a lot of fun. Or, yeah, I think this should be a pretty fun area. I liked Saberstad Pass. It got a little boring at some points, where I feel like it was stretched out a little bit. So I'm hoping this area is a little bit better in that sense. It's been a while since I've really listened to dialogue. I mean, honestly, like, sitting here listening to it probably has been a couple of years, or several years, maybe not even since, like, middle school or high school for me. So it's going to be interesting to kind of hear throughout the game. I haven't had really any complaints with the dialogue or any of the quests in any of the main world so far. But let's talk to Eagle. Eagle? I think it's Eagle.
Your kindness is appreciated. Our people will be warm and have food to eat. But we still must hide in the wild while the Red Claw burns our village. While you were away, I learned that 3 others of our village are still lost in the wild. They're not warriors, and the Red Claw will harm them if they are caught. If you wish to aid us more, you will go into the nearby woods and find them.
Okay, will do. Easy 255. I think we are going to level in one of these areas. It's just going to be very slow and gradual, obviously. Is there a mark, actually, before I waltz my way up there? Andershold. So we got Sigrum. Over here. Does he talk, or do we just kind of pick him up?
Can you help me? I'm lost. I don't know where everyone went after we ran away from the village. Oh, that way? You have my thanks. I can find my way back to them now.
Okay. I do remember where the next bird is. I'm actually doing pretty solid to remember where these guys are. I don't think it's up here.
Do you know where the folk of Anders Holt went? I got separated from them when we fled, and now I can't find them. Thank you. I owe you for your help. I'll be on my way soon.
Okay, and then we'll go rescue Hans. I think he is where the Yardbird is. Ooh. Yeah, he is where the Yardbird is. Alright, Hans. I should have left the mark.
You don't look like one of the Red Claw. Do you know where my people went? They're over there. Thank you. I'll head back on my own.
Of course. Let me go get this, and then I'm actually going to teleport back to Northgard, and then just walk over and set the mark where I should have set the mark in the first place. But yeah, the next little Yardbird is over here. If y'all have played a lot of Pirate and you recognize this area, the Forbidden Jungle, I believe, is what it's called, or the Dark Jungle. I think it's the Dark Jungle in on the Isle of Doom is based off this area. I don't think it's a carbon copy, but there are reused assets, at least for this area and like stuff like that, because there's a funky bunch up there in Pirate. Anyway, let's go to Northgard. Keep it moving. We're actually making pretty good progress. I'm trying to keep track of the quest as we go through them. Let me actually go to Kelvin. I just don't want to interrupt anybody's fights if anyone's questing with other people or doing their own thing. And vice versa. But, what was I going to say? Yeah, we're making really good progress. I'm trying to keep up with the quest as we go through them. It'll probably be harder in some of the worlds where there's like 200 or 300 quests. Azteca and Chrysalis mostly. But for these worlds, it's not too bad. Let's talk to Eagle.
You found them? Good work. You've got some skill as a tracker, I see. And you're braver than I thought. You've aided us greatly, to be truthful. But if you want to defend us, now is the time. I can hear the sounds of the Red Claw informers in the woods, coming this way. If they find us, we will suffer. Can you go and meet them in battle? You must defeat them before they find their way to this camp.
Yeah, of course. I think these guys are myth enemies. And also, if y'all are jumping in for just this episode, I know that this is a full game walkthrough. I'm doing all the side quests that I can, everything like that. For some worlds that have a small amount of side quests but scattered throughout, I'm going to just kind of do them all in one episode. At least that's my plan. And I'm walking over here because I know there's a Sun Red Claw Informer is up this way. But yeah, so I'm going to do all the side quests for Grizzleheim in one episode. I think that's a good idea. I can get all the spells and things like that way. But yeah, there we go. I probably should have teleported, but we're here. Not much we can do now, but just fight these guys. Alright. I forgot I had a Fire Elf in. But let's get rid of that. I probably should update my deck just a little bit. We don't have a boss to fight for a while. Yeah, we're actually... I don't know how long this episode's going to be, because I feel like we're kind of coming up on the dungeon already. I mean, I know we have to help out the Grendel guy at one point, so... Probably like 20 minutes into this video, we'll probably be at the dungeon. But I'm going to try to keep it each area into one episode. I just think that's a good way to do it. I just think it flows better. Some areas I think are going to be a little longer, like Mercombe Keep has 18 quests, Ravenscar has 17. So those two might take a little longer. Ravenscar in particular, I know will take a little longer because there's just a lot more boss fights there. Alright, go back to these guys. Perfect. Okay, let's see. They still have 550, so I think Fireblade and a hit, we're good to go. But yeah, I'm trying to keep track of it. So we are, 22 of 69 quests in Grizzleheim. Which I think has been the most quests we've had to go through in a world. Yeah, well, Krakatopia was close with 65, so... Yeah, this is the biggest world we'll have to do, and it's 2 worlds technically, so it'll still be a lot. Man, I didn't realize Mushu has 95 quests. That's pretty interesting to me. So. Anyway, Okay. I'm really curious. I think there's only one boss fight today that I'm more worried about. And really in the entirety of Grizzleheim, I'm not going to probably be more concerned until, honestly, the next area. That's when the bosses get a little tougher. There's not as many bosses in the next area, truly. There's a couple of, like, multiple boss fights you gotta do, but, overall, it's not too bad. Okay, back to Eagle. But that's when, like, the enemy's health is gonna kind of probably be more scaled to our level.
You have done well. If the Red Claw does not hear from the scouts, they will think we are long gone, or they will be afraid to attack us. Both ways, we are safe. It is as I feared. Another of our villagers is missing. The village elder, a wise man named Grimnir, stayed behind. The others say he refused to leave Anders Holt when the Red Claw attacked. He would not leave his home, saying he would await his fate there. Can you go to Anders Holt and see if Grimnir can be swayed to come to safety?
Alright, let's go. I think he's right by the teleporter, actually. So let's go talk to Grimnir, sorry. I wonder if people with names like this get upset when a little southern boy like me comes in and just kind of butchers their pronunciations.
You're not one of the Red Claw. Why have you come? Idril Axebearer sent you? I'm sorry, but I will not leave this place. I have lived here my whole life, and no one can drive me away. You can help by taking a message to Idril for me. Tell him that I've known Ivar Anderson since he was but a cub, and he would never willingly give aid to the Red Claw. Ivar is an honorable thane, and this village was founded by his grandfather and bears his name. He would never betray it. I suspect that Ivar must be under some dark enchantment. Go and tell that to Idril Axebearer. He will know what to do.
Alright, back to Eagle. I know he said his name, and I still didn't get it right.
No, you come alone. So it must be that Grimnir would not leave. That can't be helped. Grimnir says that Ivar is under an enchantment? It must be so. Ivar was an honorable thane before the Red Claw came to our land. I know little about enchantments, so I can do nothing for Ivar Anderson. You know the ways of magic. Can you look into this matter and see what can be done? An old Grendel wizard called Bolthorn lives in the Boiling Fields. He knows of enchantments and other dark magic. Go and speak to Bolthorn and see if there's a remedy for the enchantment upon Ivar, our thane.
Will do. So there's the second part of Vigrid, Roughland, and Boiling Fields now, which we're not honestly there for that long. I think this guy just gives you one, like, big collect quest, and then you get all this stuff, if I remember correctly. This area is still glitched in the, whatchamacallit, in the battle circles. I guess we'll find out. Bolthorn?
Approach, youngling. You are far from home. Far, far from home indeed. Say nothing. I already know what brings you to this place. You seek to break the spell put upon Ivar Anderson, Thane of Anders Holt. There is much you do not understand, much that is hidden. I will aid you, but my answer is to a question you do not yet know to ask. My counsel does not come without a price, and it must be paid before answers will come. I want the claw of a brave warrior, one who guards the weak. Go to Idril Axebearer and ask this of him.
Will do. I'm not actually gonna mark here, because I know we have to talk to Idril again. I think, yeah, we'll just leave the mark over by him, which in that case, let's just go over to him. Alright. Give me your claws.
That crazy wizard wants one of my claws? If it will help my thane, then I will give it to him.
Idril grimaces and breaks off the smallest of his mighty claws. He hands it to you.
It is a small price to pay, if it will restore my thane to his old self.
Dude, because it's not like... That wouldn't be like taking off one of his fingers. That would be like removing a nail. Him doing that, that's pretty baller. Him just being like, alright, I guess it sucks, but here you go. And just ripping it off and grimacing slightly. I'd be on the floor. I'd be a wreck. I ripped out one of my fingernails, man. That goes to show. I'm not a warrior. I'll pretend to be one in video games. I'll stick to what I'm comfortable with. Alright, please don't pull me. You have diseases. Alright, Bullthorn?
Egil is a brave one indeed.
Egil.
To surrender a claw so readily. Do not worry for him. That lost claw will be a sign of his honor. You will find your answers in the deepest crypt, but you cannot enter that dark place without my help. Bring me these 3 things. Geyser water from the boiling plains, crypt bark from a decaying bog walker, and slime from the death troll called Drek Darktooth. When you offer me these 3 things, I will tell you more.
I think we'll end with the boss fight in this quest. So let's do the geyser water first, which I think we can just go to any geyser, right? Is there any specific one, or do we just kind of go to one? Yep, any single one. Alright, decaying bogwalker. To our life, we will go over here. Oh, there's disease wild claws, so we need to watch out for that. There's actually a bunch of them right over here, so we'll just fight these guys. They probably have a decent amount of health, if I had to guess. Guess we'll just have to see. 620, not too bad. We still probably should just blade and hit, and it is still slightly glitched. Just slightly. They have... I don't know, maybe it's just the way it's appearing, because when it gets closer it looks better, but still just slightly glitched. Alright, let us Meteor Strike, and I think we should kill. We do. Ooh, okay. Now we go to Drek Darktooth, and I'm going to assume, purely because he's a troll, that he is Myth. Yeah, I think it's a safe assumption. I also realized I never asked how everybody's doing. I hope everyone's been doing well. It's a Friday for me. It's about to be the weekend. I'm excited. One of my friends just bought a house, so I'm going to go check that out tomorrow. But of course, it's an hour away from where I currently live, because I don't know what it is. Whenever your friends move, and like even in the if they still live in the general area, they're never like closer in any way.
Drek's gonna smash you into pudding, send you home crying to your mother.
My mother? Oh, he's life actually. Interesting. Oh, and he had a fire minion. I did not really even check. 660. I think we can just roll with it. Because he's got 720. I think we can double blade and maybe even just trap the minion. I mean, we have Pierce, which is helpful too. But I don't think his resist will be too crazy. But yeah, anyway. I feel like friends, whenever they move, it's always, like, further away. Which I get that's life, you know. Life takes you all kinds of directions. But it's like, why do I have to drive an hour on a Saturday, man? Wait, our hour there and then another hour back, I should say. But, you know. Should be fun still. But this week wasn't too bad for me. I was able to play a good amount of Wiz on my main account. Let us Fireblade and see what these guys are going to do. You're probably going to Sunbird me. No, you're going to Firecat me. Okay. Their spells do get a little tougher later on. I think Ravenscar, they start doing, like, Dragon Spire level spells. But I guess we'll just have to see. I feel like I say we'll see every other sentence. But, whatever. Probably Bud as well. Anyway. Oh, I thought that was Earthquake. I was like, brother, no. But I finished Selenopolis on my life today, and finally started Darkmoor. That's my last character on my main account. So, that'll be fun once that's finished. I don't know, I've had a lot of little time to settle down on Darkmoor. I was really hyped for the world at first. I still like the direction. I think it's better than any world in Arc 4. But I don't know where I'd put it in my final rankings. Initially, when it first came out, I'm like, S-tier world. But I think it's settled down, and it's still like an A, and it's still a very fun, interesting world. But I think it's feels better because you finish Arc 4, and Arc 4 is so crap. I know a lot of people lump Selenopolis in Arc 4, but I don't think Selenopolis is really an Arc 4 world. Unless they've admitted that it is, or said that it is. I don't. To me, it feels like Arc 5. Okay, we got the dagger, and then we can go ahead and talk to Bullthorn. But yeah, I think it's still an A. I need to do world rankings. I was wanting to do area rankings, which I might do. I think that could be fun, where I kind of do rankings. But I don't like making a little list of things. Or not making a list. I kind of would probably do it off the cuff, which is remembering the quest, remembering how they went. But there's so many areas in this game.
With these 3 things, I will craft a salve for you. It is needed for what is to come. Take this salve I've made for you and smear it across your hands. The door to the crypt will be barred for you if you do not do as I say.
You smear the salve on your hands. Your skin begins to tingle and then begins to itch a lot.
Do not fear, Outlander, and do not scratch at it. It will wash away in a short time. Now, you must go to the crypt and retrieve a sacred talisman called the Eye of Truth. The Eye of Truth will show you what you cannot see. With it, you have what you need. Go now, and trouble me no longer.
Oh, is this the... Okay, yeah, the Eye of Truth. This is the little, like, dungeon over here. Yeah, this will be fun. I think this is 3 mob fights and then a boss fight, so that should be pretty fun. I don't want to... I'm going to go around. I was like, I could see it happening there. Watch me get dragged by this one, though. Oh. Ooh, man, they are
This looks
close.
like the right place. You touch the crypt door, and it opens. Your hands no longer itch.
Interesting. Alright, let's go. Lothan Doombringer. I think this is the last boss before we get into Frostholm. Making pretty good progress today, I feel like. Anytime I know an episode's going to be about an hour and it's going to look like a little less, I'm always happy. And it's looking like we might be around that 50-minute mark. Okay. Fireblade. Granted, I did split the video, so let's see what we're actually at. Well, I only recorded for 2 minutes, so yeah, we're at, what, 22, 23 minutes, somewhere like that. Okay. I didn't even need to blade. I don't know why I did, but whatever. Always gotta do the overkill. I just noticed my hat has little flowers on it. I do think I've gotten a new appreciation of some of these worlds that I've quested through, though. I still think Wizard City is a little worse than I remember it being. Like, there were parts that I liked questing through Wizard City. There were parts of it I liked, but it did feel like a drag after a while. There's just a lot of stuff to do from a side quest perspective, and I think that overall the story isn't as impactful as it was in my youth. And I just have a hard time believing that of a lot of the changes they've made, that the youth really like it. You know, like, people, I'm thinking, like, people younger than 15 are like, oh, wow, Lizzo's in here. Or, oh, wow, there's a Scooby-Doo reference to Velma. I mean, I just don't think, man, really. I just don't think people are really, like, jazzed about anything in particular, you know? That's just me. So, I think I'd probably put that, if I had to currently rank of the, 3 worlds that we finished completely? No, 4 worlds we finished completely. Yeah, so I would probably put... Alright, we killed that guy. I honestly think I'd put Wizard City at the bottom of all 4, because I didn't mind Wisteria. I don't know if I'd say Wisteria was more fun than Wizard City. So okay, I'll put Wisteria at the bottom then. Am I gonna kill with the Fire Scorch? Okay, I did. Cool. Alright, and then the Hungry Soul? Is this just a lost soul? Is he gonna have 300 health too? Yeah, that's not too bad. So we just need a blade and hope that they don't use a fire shield. Alright, they didn't use it, so it should be GG right here. I do think this boss is fire, if I remember correctly. I might be thinking it just because I'm pretty sure he's red. Okay, cool, that killed. And I think red is the Brimstone, makes me think of the Brimstone Ribbon. Well, he's purple, actually. Still, I think he's fire. So we have to prepare for that. I don't think we need to use a potion.
This
He's
is
dead.
no place for the living. You will join me in the darkness of the afterlife.
He's purple here, but blue in real life. This is our second boss. I think we're gonna roll with what we have. I don't know how much health he's going to have. I think it's gonna be more than 1,000. Or close to 1,000. He has exactly 1,000, okay. So we definitely need to blade and trap, and I think that should be good enough. Alright, let's go ahead and fire trap Lothan. Alright, that's fine. I don't care. Shield storm as much as you want. And that should be good enough. I think that should kill. We have a bit more damage now, so thanks to our pet. Ooh, very close, very close. But we can one-hit him, so no big deal. What's he gonna do with the tuss? Is this a weakness? Okay. A little last-ditch effort from him right there. Boop. And now we can collect the Eye of Truth. I don't think... Is there a little puzzle here? Or is it just like a regular old thing? Guess we'll find out. Ah, there you go. Should mark it. I guess... Yeah, there's a little puzzle. Or is it just you gotta turn them all on? I don't think you have to do this in a particular order, it looks like.
The Eye of Truth appears.
I can pick up this whole thing?
You take the Eye of Truth.
With what? Just, am I lugging it? Am I able to just levitate it? Okay, Eagle.
You have returned. Did you make the trade? An eye for a single claw? Some would call that a good bargain. If Bolthor spoke without deceit, the Eye of Truth will reveal the foul enchantment upon Ivar Anderson and free him. To rescue our Thane, you must find him in Frostholm, the fortress of the Red Claw. Those left in the village are put to work making Frostholm, so they may know where Ivar is. Speak to Grimnir, the village elder who stayed in Anders Holt. If he knows anything, he will tell it to you.
Okay, let's do that. Do we need to go back to Eagle? We'll find out. There we go again. It's like a little drinking game for you guys. But it makes sense that you'll say the same phrases over and over. I feel like everyone has just that thing that they say a lot without even realizing. So, maybe I shouldn't nitpick myself too much. Grimnir.
You should not have returned. It's dangerous out there. But fate put you here for a reason. I will help you. If you wish to get into the Red Claw Fort of Frostholm and rescue Ivar Anderson, your best hope is to sneak in and cause trouble for them from inside. They are looting the village and all the nearby lands of all our weapons. They do this to arm themselves and to keep us from fighting back. They have taken many weapons already, so now they're looking for the most valuable ones. If you present yourself at their gate with a great weapon, they will let you in. Ragnar Stormbrow, leader of the Red Claw here in Anders Holt, carries the finest weapon I have yet seen. Take it from him. They are certain to want it.
Okay, about to do Frostholm. So this guy is not part of Frostholm. But there are still exclusively bosses in Frostholm. And I think there actually is a Yardbird. Maybe? Nope. There's a rune, though. That's what I remember. There was something. Good 300 XP for this, though, so we'll get a little closer to leveling. I think we will be level 43 by the time we get done with Grizzleheim. And probably like in the 50s.
Who are you? How did you get here? It matters little. Your trespass ends right now.
Probably be somewhere in the 50s before we even start Mushu, so that'll be interesting, too. Boom. Like, leveling multiple times an episode will be pretty sick. Alright, he's only got 960, so let's Fire Blade. He's probably going to Tower Shield or Fire Shield or both. Alright, just a tower shield. That's annoying, but, you know, we'll just deal with it. Okay. Not really worried about the minion. Myth's not scary till Winter Tusk, really. Do a Fire Blade. I'm kind of curious if I can kill. If he just has the tower shield, if I do double blades and a trap, if that'll kill. Double blades might kill, but I think I would probably... I prefer adding the trap. My 2% pierce that my pet gives me will be fine, but, you know, I don't think it'll do as much as I'm hoping. They didn't do anything too crazy there. Let us do a fire trap on the boss. I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think he doesn't have fire shield. I think he has ice shield, which is more frustrating for ice than anything. I don't mind fighting ice bosses. They just take a little longer. I didn't mind questing on ice. Questing on ice is kind of the same way. I think I prefer fire or myth, because myth is just kind of overpowered a little bit. Storm's not too bad. I think Storm's more fun early game than it is late game. But I think Fire and Myth are probably the best, or like the more well-rounded ones to quest through. Death isn't bad either, but Death and Life both struggle early game, so... I won't even say struggle, they just kind of... The fights take a lot longer as you know AoEs. Okay, can we kill? Oh, we got close. That's fine. It's good to know how much we can do. I'll probably put in some feints before we do Frostholm. But let's go ahead and kill Ragnar. See, that's such a cool name. Like, I don't know. You hear these people with these names like John or Sam. Like, where's the Ragnars of the world? Do I have to go to Europe to find the Ragnars of the world? Like, we should normalize that. We all of us Americans in our heritage, we have the, you know, the European backgrounds. Does he not say anything? Oh, we just grab his weapon. Okay. We have that European background. Why don't we take some of those names? Instead of these people naming their, like, daughter Haley with, like, 18 letters or stuff like that. Like, you know, like, why can't we just have, like, a Ragnar? That's so sick. Imagine seeing that guy in the NFL or something like that. That'd be awesome. Alright, I probably should grab some help.
Hold on there. No one can come in unless they're bringing supplies. Let me see what you've got there. That's a fine blade there. Just like the one Ragnar Stormbrow carries. You'll be glad to have it. You can use it as a spare. Go right in. Speak to Ulrich Oathbreaker inside. He will guide you.
Alright, let me mark here real quick, just to see if there's any health wisp around. There's some mana, which is also good to grab. Is there exclusively mana? It looks almost exclusively mana. Well, what's by the... I needed the mana anyway, but what's by the teleport hub? Alright, so all the health's over here. All the mana's over there. Good to know. Alright, let's go back and let us get through Frostholm. This is probably going to take another half hour.
You're about to...
But should still be fine. Okay. I know one of these guys ends up being I think it's either this guy. It's not this guy. I think the other guy ends up being a boss.
What do you want, young cub?
Ulrich Oathbreaker leans forward and speaks in a whisper.
You can trust me. Grimnir told me of an outlander who is trying to help us rid our village of the Red Claw. I pretended to break my oath so that I could learn how to defeat the Red Claw, but I am still loyal to my people. I can tell you how to cause trouble for the Red Claw and help you get to see Ivar Anderson. If your goal is to get to speak with Ivar Anderson, you must gain the trust of his henchman, Gunnar Quickaxe. Gunnar is the Red Claw camp leader. Go present yourself to Gunnar Quickaxe. Tell him you will work for him. When he gives you a task, return to me. We will see if we can turn it to our advantage.
Alright. Probably Gunnar. I would have called him Gunnar if I didn't know that.
You want to join the Red Claw, huh? You don't look like much, but will take anyone who's ruthless and resourceful. I see that you've got a good weapon to add to those we've already got. Good then. Go and find Haldor Stormwatcher. He's in charge of our weapons storehouse. You'll want to see that fine sword you've brought us.
Okay, back to Ulrich.
It is as I thought. Haldor Stormwatcher is our quartermaster. He is in charge of the horde of weapons the Red Claw arm themselves with. If you wish to help the people of Anders Holt, defeat Haldor Stormwatcher and sabotage the weapons he's got stored. That will weaken the Red Claw when they try to use them in battle.
Alright, Haldor. Now, the other thing, I don't remember what all these bosses are. Let me actually, while I'm here, let's get rid of this fire trap and replace it for a feint. I think that we should do that for the next couple areas going forward. But you don't really see their boss, like what school they are, until after you mess stuff up.
You there! I'm Haldor Stormwatcher. I'm the quartermaster here. With these weapons I've gathered, the Red Claw will easily defeat all our foes. We'll take the King's Own city from him and we'll rule all of Grizzleheim. What do you have for me? What do you mean it's not for me? Foolish young cub, step a bit closer and I'll take it from you.
Okay. Alright, he's just Storm. I do know these, maybe not these guys in particular, I think it's the other ones, but the balance guys will use, elemental shield, so that is something we gotta watch out for. He's only got 880, so we can just fire blade once or twice. Is this gonna be a shield or a blade? Alright, that's fine. I wish he would use the spirit shield. I'd be okay with that, but oh man, and they're gonna weakness me like crazy now too. When we get cleansed, like level 70, it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and fire blade, and that should be enough to take care of the minion. You're gonna blade. That's fine. He's probably going to Storm Shark me next round, so I got to be careful with that. And then the balance might also use his 3-pip Locust Swarm. So that could be probably about 700 damage to watch out for. I'm gonna go ahead and hit, and then hope I get a Power Pip. If I get a Power Pip, I'll just double hit. Okay, you're going to Locust Swarm like I expected. This is probably going to do like 350. Yeah, 300. And are you gonna Storm Shark? The lightning bats barely through the cave. Another 300. Could have been worse. Let's see if we... I think we'll kill the minion. I don't know if we'll kill the boss. Okay, killed the minion. Like I said, didn't know if we'd kill the boss. Alright, can we get a Power Pip? Nice. Boop. Even he knew. He was like, well, crap, he got a Power Pip. Or the PowerPoint Pip. Isn't that what they're called? The Power Pip Point. PowerPoint Point or something like that? PowerPoint? I don't know. It was something weird.
You use some tricks the blacksmith taught you to weaken the metal of the weapons. With a little work, they become useless for battle.
Shoot, I'm useless for battle, if you know what I mean. Look at Hugo go. You also don't remember. His name's Hugo. I feel like I haven't called him or talked to him in a while, so I hope he's doing okay.
You have done well. If they use those weapons in battle, they will certainly be defeated. No one suspects your work yet, but you should remain careful. Our work is going well, but we can do much more to weaken the Red Claw and ensure their defeat. Go and speak to Gunnar Quickaxe once more and see what task he will put you to. Such an opportunity can be used against the Red Claw.
Okay, another 300 XP. I don't think we'll level today, but Gunnar.
You again? Looking for more work, I gather. Very well. If you want to be useful, go and give this gift of fine golden arm rings to the boars that just joined the Red Claw. Their leader is named Scarsnout. He's not too bright and has a rash temper, so do not anger him. Give him the gold and he'll distribute it to his warriors. That should show the boars that we respect them and see them as our equals.
Back to Ulrich.
Gunnar gave you golden arm rings to give to Scarsnout, leader of the boars? Those are fine gifts, tokens of the highest respect. They won't see those arm rings, though.
Ulrich looks around and pulls out a small wooden bottle. It looks like something a child would drink from.
I found this earlier today. It's blueberry juice, a drink for cranky little cubs with upset stomachs. Give it to Scar Snout.
We're gonna call him a baby. That's kind of funny. There is no health wisp around here, which is kind of frustrating. Let me see. We're on this. I might use a potion here. Let's just see. We might be fine. Nah, I'll just use a potion. Let's just play it safe. Scar Snout. I don't know what kind of school he is, so I gotta play it safe.
Scar's not happy to join Red Claw. Gunnar says he gives us gift to show respect. You bring gift?
It's Gunnar.
You give the bottle of blueberry juice to Scarsnout. A look of confusion crosses his face, then anger.
What this? Blue juice for cranky Tommy? This drink for cub, not warrior. Gunnar insults us? He think boys are cranky cubs? Scarsnout send message back to Gunnar. He start by smashing you.
Let's see, he's a myth with a fire minion. Let's go ahead and put in a prism, just in case he's got a lot of health. Scar Snout. Oh gosh, game. Come on now. Here we go. Just dancing around him. It's Hugo and I. Okay, let us... Fireblade? Probably should have Prism, but whatever. I feel like sometimes when I'm talking, maybe I'm really talking to Hugo. And I'm not talking to you guys. So, that's some way to think about it. I kind of like this mount. It's kind of growing on me. It really feels like Hugo's ingrained with the series now. And if I ever lost him, I'd be upset. And I don't think I'd ever make it. So, well, two blades won't be enough to kill. I think that's fair. We'll kill the minion's dead, without a doubt. But 2 blades on... How much health did he have? Was it like 1,000? 1,080. Alright, let's Fireblade. I don't want to overkill either. It's good to have the feint in here. I probably could have just feinted there and not bladed, but that probably would have been the better play. It would have just saved me around. But it's whatever. I think I'm going to just hit next anyway, and then just hit again. I think I'm going to put some Scalds in for the final fight, too, because I know he's got 2 minions that both use elemental shields. So, something to consider. Alright, let's hit. And then we'd be able to hit again, no problem. I think this is still going to be a little longer than our last episode. But not too crazy. Well, we did 1190 to him. We're getting close. We'll be able to do 1,000 here soon. 164. Boop. We're gonna do another blade. 3 blades. Is that... You feel comfortable now? You feel comfortable dying with your 3 blades? He's like, I'll be fine. As long as I got my blades up, I'll be alright. I won't die. Well, bam. Too bad. Alright. Scar Snout is no more. Interesting boots. There's some decent gear for Grizzleheim, and I'm kind of curious when it first came out how it compared to other gear for the level. Because I feel like it's kind of on par with stuff you'll get from the main worlds.
Good work. Now the boars think the Red Claw has no respect for them. They are still troublesome, but they won't be allies. Our work, I think, is almost at an end. We can risk one more act of sabotage, and it had better be for the greatest good. Go and see Gunnar Quickaxe and see what mischief he will set you to. Then return once more, and we will try to make good of it.
Will do. Are we gonna... We're gonna level next time, I think, for sure.
You there, young cub. How do the boys like their golden arm rings? I'll wager they were quite pleased. Did Scarsnout send word back? No oath of fealty? No promise of aid? That is troubling, but no great matter. The boys will likely show their gratitude in another way. If you want to be a member of the Red Claw, we have need of ruthless, cruel men who will not listen to the cries of weaklings. Go to the jail and speak to Olaf Ironchains. We've captured some villagers, and Olaf will need help breaking their spirit.
Their spirit? Kind of rude.
Gunnar wants you to go interrogate villagers, does he? Your choice is clear. Defeat Olaf Ironchains and set the villagers free.
Will do. I know this guy's death. I remember this guy being a death boss. I think his minion might also be fire, so I gotta keep that in mind. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Also, wouldn't he have seen me fighting this guy, or heard it at least? I mean, it's not like we were quiet. I feel like this is a giant camp. Olaf? I like his look.
Gunnar sent you to help interrogate these weakling villagers? Good. I can use an assistant. Go and soften them up some. Put the fear into them. I'll follow it up with the hurt. Here's a key to their cell doors. Let me know if they talk.
Alright, be free. You wouldn't see me doing this actively?
What are you doing? I'll get you.
Okay, so it's just a balance guy. Alright, let's remove the prism. I'll remember to put it in before the next fight, because I think we'll need it. We don't need to use a potion, because all that Scarsnout wanted to do was Blade. I'm going to just feint Olaf right off the bat. And he's going to weakness me, which is actually fine, because I have no blades up, so I can get rid of this. And if you want a shield... Okay, I'm glad he didn't, but if he wanted to, that would have been the best time for him to. Alright, let us use a Fire Scorch to get rid of this. And then I think we just need to Blade and hit, and we're good to go. Dark Sprite is fine by me. Got no issue with this. I wonder when they'll stop using Dark Sprite. I feel like they bring them back in some of the later worlds, though. Where they just have, like, more stats. I'm looking forward to some of the later game. I think the side quests will get interesting. Really, post-Arc 2, I think, is when the side quests will get a little tougher, a little interesting. Alright, Fireblade. And I'm gonna try to get, like, actively try to get good gear at certain points. Like, I mean, I'll probably get full Waterworks on this guy, I think for sure. But I think I'm gonna try to also get some of the intermediate gear in between that, if I can. Meteor Strike, and I think we're good. What, are you gonna Fire Elf me? Oh, his natural attack's fire. Interesting. Interesting. That's okay. I think this does less damage than his 3-pip hit, because it hit all. Whew, got a little low on health there. Probably have to use a potion after this fight. I didn't see how much his natural attack did, but it probably did a decent amount. Anyway, Olaf is dead. 1200, okay. Good lord. Do we have cleanse TCs at all on us? What was that, Storm or Myth? We have Pierces, which are kind of useful, but I don't think we'll really need them. The Chargers, I believe, are fire, but I know the main boss is also fire, so let me put that in.
You did well. Olaf Ironchains was evil, and the prisoners are safely away from here now. Gunnar hasn't heard of our acts of sabotage yet, so you should go speak to him now, before he does. He'll surely let you in to see Ivar Anderson, after all that you've done for him.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be peaceful. I'm sure nothing will happen with this guy walking around or anything, right?
You there! I've heard some troubling news. Weapons destroyed, boars angry, and now escaped prisoners. You're not with us! Brothers of the Red Claw, attack!
Okay, so he's actually a Storm. Alright, let's get into it. We have our Prism up. He'll jump in eventually. Let's Prism right away. Hope he doesn't Ice Shield. That's fine. Let me actually look up the next boss we're about to go for. Just to make sure we are doing everything. Okay. He has 1400 health and he has the Storm minions. Okay. He has 2 Storm minions and 1400 health. As well as the shields. He's a balanced boss, so we gotta watch out for the elemental shield and the weakness on the next guy. But maybe I should focus on the boss I'm fighting right now before I get there. We got the prism. He wasted all of his pips with the Heck Hound, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and feint as well. And then we should just do one blade and be good. That's fine. Again, just use all your pips as long as you're not weaknessing me. Okay, let's do a Fire Blade, and then we can hit next round, probably. You're gonna Ice Shield, which doesn't matter, because if you Prism before the shield, it doesn't matter. You're gonna probably Lightning Bats me or something? Yeah, that's fine. Again, we're at decent health. I'm hoping that there's some some Wisp when we enter this gate, but we'll just see. I don't remember off the top of my head. Alright, Meteor Strike, and should be good. What are you gonna... Imp? Or... Oh, Leprechaun, okay. It's fun trying to guess the spell. It gets easier later on, I think, when you just play more. It's just gonna be a Blade, probably. But, you know, you can also kind of tell based off the number of pips they have. Like, what's the worst possible spell they can do? Alright. Easy 1500 damage there. Let's get rid of the Prism, because we don't really need that right now. There's no health wisp, so let's just use our last potion.
I do not know who sent you, but you're not leaving here alive.
Also, I realized I have a boss deck set up, and I never use it. Probably because it's a little overkill, but, you know, whatever. We'll just stick with the main deck for right now. I'll probably clean up the decks between episodes. Okay. I think I'm gonna add a Scald in case he is annoying. And I think we're good with what we have. He'll have 1400 health, and will probably weakness me. If we start, we're golden. If we don't, it'll probably be okay. First priority is gonna be just killing the minions as quick as possible. But let's go ahead and fight our Ivar and wrap up this final boss of the area. Okay, we start, which is good, 620, so let's Fire Blade and then immediately hit. Would it be better to do Scald? Like, okay, that's actually the best case scenario right there. What's the damage on Scald again? 525 over 3 rounds to all enemies. So that will kill them in 2 rounds. I think I'd rather Meteor Strike, because I don't want to be hit. If they both... Or say everyone hits me with their 2-pip spells, or their worst version, I think all of them can hit me with the Lightning Bats, then that's 300 damage I don't need to take. But now the boss is a lot lower, I don't have to deal with them potentially hitting me with the Lightning Bats. And the boss passes too. And we have Scald up in case. So let's Fire Blade again. Sorry, I'm sniffling too. It's got... The weather's been so weird here lately. Like, it was 80 degrees last weekend, and now it's... What? 50? It's gonna be 50 tomorrow, and I'm like, make up your mind. No, I always do bad during, like... I live in a state where the weather changes like crazy, which I'm sure everybody says. Let's go ahead and feint. He has 2 pips. I don't know what the worst he can do is. I guess Lightning... I think his worst spell he could hit us with is probably a Locust Swarm or something like that, but let's see. 2 pips. Alright, that's fine to hex me. I think he's cooked, honestly. Yeah, so... This fight, honestly, was not as bad as the other ones, I feel like. We didn't fizzle at all this episode, too, which is huge. Alright, and boom, he's dead. I'll remember to grab this book right now, too.
You remove the Eye of Truth from your pouch and hold it up. The illusion upon the Thane falls away. His true identity is revealed.
It does not matter that you've seen my true face. We have the Thane. You cannot stop us.
You have defeated the impostor who betrayed the folk of Anders Holt. But where is the true Thane? Where is Ivar Anderson?
Ooh. Cliffhanger. Let's learn about the runes.
Runes you will find. Letters of skill and power. Letters that are great. Letters that are strong. Letters a mighty wizard first carved. He learned the letters of fate. runes set forth across the world, wise counsel for all to seek.
Understandable. We'll mark right there. Let's go to Northgard and then talk to Egil Axbearer and wrap things up here. A little bit longer than our last episode, but not too bad. It makes sense. We had a dungeon to do. I feel like each episode is just going to get, like, a few minutes longer than the last, at least for Grizzleheim. I'm not sure how bad Wintertusk is going to be. I'm sure they'll still be just as long. I just think it flows more cohesively, you know? It's nicer. I get through more stuff. I think it's almost necessary for this game. There's just so much stuff to do that you kind of have to go do a lot.
Did you meet with success? A foul raven was disguised as Ivar Anderson? That's grim news indeed. That is why our Thane acted without honor and betrayed us. If he was a raven, then where is the real Ivar Anderson? You should go and give this news to Bjorn Ironclaws. He was a friend of Ivar's and will know what to do. Soon, thanks to you, we will be rid of the Red Claw.
Good to hear. Alright, let's go back to Bjorn. Turn this in. We won't level, but we'll get pretty darn close. I like that area a lot more than Saberstad Pass, I will say. I think it was a slight uptick. So I'm hoping Merkholm keeps it up. Pun not intended.
Young Outlander, did you learn what troubled the village of Andersholt?
Bjorn Ironclaws looks troubled, as you explain that Ivar Anderson was replaced by a raven trickster who betrayed the folk of Anders Holt.
You tell a dark tale, one I wish I had not heard. The king must know of this. I will tell him when we next hold council. Thank you for your help in this great matter. Your fame grows with every deed you accomplish. Soon you will be counted among Grizzleheim's mightiest heroes. In the time since we last spoke, the wolves are howling in anger at our king. They say they have proof the bears have sided with the Red Claw. They claim that they captured Ivar Anderson, Thane of Anders Holt. I thought it a mistake, but now I know they have the real Thane, and the one we knew was an imposter. Now brave warriors ready themselves to assault the wolves, to rescue the Thane from their midst. Demonstrate your loyalty to our king by joining this assault and proving your valor in battle. Go and speak to Osric Grimbold, the leader of those warriors. He is surely in need of your aid.
Alright, well, that was Vigrid Roughlands. Next time we are going to go to Merkholm Keep, which as you saw there was a level 30 area, and continue through the rest of Grizzleheim. We made a lot of good progress today. We are right about halfway through the world. We completed 34 of the 69 quests, nice. So yeah, next time we will do all of Merkholm Keep, which will probably be about the same amount of time, maybe a little longer, we'll see. But I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and I will see y'all for that next time. Have a good one.